I've lived in Georgia for a very long time. And if you're not familiar with Georgia, the housing landscape may come as a surprise to you. Over the course of my experience, I have come across a number of surprising facts about living in Georgia that you will want to know before you decide to move here. If this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything about living in north of Atlanta, Georgia, subscribe below and hit the bell for notifications so that you are the first to know about what is happening here in North Georgia. Shoot me a text, send me an email, give me a call. I would love to help make your move to Georgia smooth and easy. Now, let's talk about Georgia and all the things that goes with living in Georgia that you want to know before you make your move. First and foremost, it's important to note that the majority of homes in Georgia are located within neighborhoods. If you prefer more privacy and independence, a standalone property might be a better choice. While standalone homes that are not part of a neighborhood do exist, they are relatively uncommon. These homes usually sit on their own land, giving residents more privacy and independence. It is not unusual to find homes on standalone properties that are very different from each other. You may find a huge high-end home across the street from a smaller property. It's important to keep in mind that these homes often lack the community amenities and services that come with living in a neighborhood, such as community parks, playgrounds, and shared pools. So, if you value community amenities and a sense of belonging, then a neighborhood might be what you may be looking for. It is also worth mentioning that Homeowners Association plays a significant role in many of these neighborhoods in Georgia. Homes in neighborhoods are often governed by homeowners associations that enforce certain guidelines and regulations. These regulations can vary from neighborhood to neighborhood, but often include restrictions on things like exterior colors of your home, landscaping, where you can park your car, and stuff like that. If you're someone who don't mind strict conformity and the feeling of being constantly watched over by neighborhood associations, then Georgia's neighborhoods with their homeowners association fees might just be the perfect fit for you. Now let's talk about style of homes in Georgia. That is another surprising fact, is the prevalence of farmhouse style decor in Georgia homes. Farmhouse style homes have become increasingly popular in Georgia in recent years, and for good reasons. They do look nice. These homes embody the classic charm and comfort of a simpler time, with a focus on functional design and natural materials. The warm and inviting exterior of a farmhouse-style home often features and I love this, wraparound porches, large windows, and shiplap and clapboard siding, while the interior has rustic details such as exposed beams, shiplap walls, and hardwood floors. One of the best things about farmhouse-style homes in Georgia is that they can be both traditional and modern at the same time. As far as outdoor living spaces, that is another thing that I have noticed from helping my clients to find their new homes here in Georgia is the number of outdoor living spaces that most homes have. Majority of the homes here have spacious yards, big patios, and decks that are great for entertaining guests or just enjoying the warm Georgia weather. Another important fact is the traffic. Like any major city, traffic can be a pain in you know what. If you thought rush hour was bad in your hometown, just wait until you hit the streets of Atlanta. It's like a real life game of bumper cars, except instead of carnival music, you'll be listening to the sounds of blaring horns and frustrated drivers. But, as they say, if you can't beat them, join them. In Atlanta, the best way to deal with traffic is to embrace it. Consider carpooling. Not only will you save on gas and reduce your carbon footprint, you'll also get to know your fellow commuters and maybe make some new friends. Who knows? You might even learn a new karaoke tune to pass the time during those long gridlocked commutes. Another option is to embrace the art of creative lane changing. In Atlanta, changing lanes is more of a survival technique than a violation of traffic laws. So, if you see a gap, go for it. Who cares if you cut off a few drivers, right? They'll just have to deal with it, just like you did when someone else cut you off 5 minutes ago. The best way to deal with traffic in Atlanta, though, is to simply take it in stride. Since we're talking about the traffic, which is not a pleasant topic, let's talk about another unpleasant topic: roadkill. Roadkill is as abundant in Georgia as peaches and sweet tea. Driving in Georgia is like completing a rite of passage. If you haven't run over a squirrel, armadillo, or a deer, you haven't lived in Georgia. But in Georgia, we approach roadkill in a special way. We accept it rather than becoming outraged about it. Now let's face it, roadkill in Georgia poses more of a threat to pedestrians and cyclists than it does to drivers. Georgia's roadkill is as common as its sunny days and scorching summers. Ooh, let's move on from roadkill. Next, when it comes to things to do, Georgia has plenty to offer. From theme parks and zoos to shopping and dining, there is never a shortage of activities to keep you busy. One of the most popular attractions in the state of Georgia is the world of Coca-Cola, where you can learn about the history of the famous soft drink and even taste different flavors from around the world. The Georgia Aquarium is also a must-see, as it's one of the largest aquariums in the world and has a variety of sea creatures for you to see up close. Georgia is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts with hundreds of parks, literally hundreds of parks, trails, and hiking opportunities, especially in the northern part of Georgia. You can find throughout the year also many festivals, musical events, Christmas activities, fall festivals, farmers markets galore, and many other events that are perfect for entertainment for people of all ages. Without a doubt, the true gem of Georgia is its people. Now, Georgians know how to have a good time when it comes to socializing. They enjoy getting together for picnics, tailgating, and barbecues, not to mention their love for sweet tea. You can always expect a tall glass of that sweet nectar to be on the menu, whether it's at the church potluck or a backyard get-together. But don't be fooled by our friendliness. Georgians are also a tough bunch who won't back down from a battle. They can make a joke quickly and respond even faster. If you try to convince a Georgian that Atlanta's traffic is horrible, they'll likely offer you a lesson on how to negotiate rush hour on I-285. So, whether you're a native or just passing through, you'll quickly discover why the people of Georgia are truly one of a kind. Now, let's talk about the weather. Another thing that my clients are often surprised about when moving to in Georgia, it can be a bit of a wild card, and you never know what you're gonna get. One minute it's sunny and warm, and the next minute it's raining cats and dogs. But don't worry, you can always count on the humidity to be a constant companion. In the summer, you can expect temperatures to soar into the 90s. Just imagine walking outside and feeling that you're instantly transported to a sauna, but with more bugs. And when you thought it couldn't get any hotter, a thunderstorm rolls in and cools things down. But beware of flash flooding, as heavy rains can come out of nowhere and cause some really serious trouble. In the winter, temperatures can dip into the 30s and 40s. It's not exactly a winter wonderland here in Georgia, but if you're lucky, you might see some snowflakes and ice. Just don't expect to build a snowman though, because it'll probably melt by lunchtime. No matter what the weather is like, Georgia always has something to offer. Whether it's a sunny day at the beach, a brisk walk in the mountains, or a cozy night by the fireplace, there's always a silver lining. Overall, The weather in Georgia is a bit of a roller coaster ride, but it's always a fun one. Lastly, and most annoying, if you're moving from up north or from a place where bugs are a rarity, get ready for a wild ride in Georgia. The summertime in the Peach State is not for the faint of heart when it comes to bugs. Get ready to put your bug spray to good use and make new friends with the many flying, crawling, and buzzing creatures that can call Georgia their home. First of all, let's talk about mosquitoes. These little bloodsuckers are everywhere and they're not afraid to attack in numbers. You'll quickly learn that outdoor barbecues and picnics are not just about the food and drinks, but also about who can hold out the longest without being eaten alive by this pest. If you're lucky, you'll only get a few bites. If you're not, well, let's just say you'll feel like you've been the main course at a mosquito barbecue. Next up, we have fire ants. These tiny creatures pack a big punch, and you'll know if you step on a fire ant hill. They'll swarm around you, and before you know it, you'll be doing the fire ant dance as you try to shake them off. It's always good to watch where you step, especially if you're wearing sandals. So, before you move here, remember, Georgia is a land of many bugs, and they're not afraid to make their presence known. Just remember to pack plenty of bug spray, and you'll be fine. There are many things that can be surprising to people moving to Georgia, as I have mentioned in this video. The good news is I am a real estate agent here in the North Metro Atlanta area, and I have seen and helped so many families adjust to these differences as they relocate to Georgia. I am your eyes and boots on the ground here, and if you're thinking about moving to Georgia, shoot me a text, send me an email, or give me a call. All of my info is in the description below, and I would love to help make your move to Georgia easy and painless. Until I see you in the next video, I hope that you have a great day and a bug-free day.